Hello dear friends, and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. Today's yoga class is a self-love yoga flow. In terms of items, please bring, oh hi Angel, please bring a blanket as well as 1 or 2 yoga blocks or similar sized items. All right, without further ado, let's get started. We begin our practice on our back. Take your time getting there, moving with love and care. When you arrive there, place your feet on your mat and then walk your feet to the long edges of your mat. Point your toes out with your heels turning in slightly. Allow your knees to fall in as they gently kiss and connect. Gently press into the back of your head as you snuggle your shoulders under your back body. Send your arms from left to right, palms facing upwards. Breathe in. Breathe out to give yourself a loving hug. Right arm is over your left arm. Fingertips connect with your shoulder blades. I invite you to either soften your gaze or close your eyes. Hold yourself here in this warm embrace. Soften through your face, paying particular attention to your jaw. Create space in your mouth by parting your teeth and your lips. Soften through your fingers. Relax through the hips, perhaps swaying your hips a little from side to side. On your next breath in, send your arms from left to right. Breathe out to give yourself another loving hug, placing your left arm over your right this time. Once again, I invite you to take a full body scan. Use your breath to soften areas of tension or any areas that feel stiff. Breathe in, breathe out. Unravel and place your arms at your sides. Move your knees so that way they are stacked over your ankles, and then slowly move your feet together. Allow the soles of your feet to connect, and then release your knees towards the earth. Legs grow heavy and ground down. You can walk your heels out to create a little bit more space. You can also place your yoga blocks under your legs for more ease. Keep that gorgeous lift in your heart space as you place your left hand on your heart and then your right hand on your belly. Allow your arms to soften and relax here. Breathe in. Feel the rush of cool air entering your body, perhaps noticing the rise in your chest and also in your belly. Breathe out to feel a softening and a gentle release of air. If your eyes are not already closed, I invite you to close them now. Continue these deep, nourishing, and loving breath cycles as we continue to settle into our practice. So today's practice is dedicated to self-love. In what ways do you demonstrate self-love? Some ways could be positive self-talk, setting healthy boundaries, listening to your body, taking breaks as needed from work. Perhaps it is treating yourself with your favorite snack at the end of your busy week. Chocolate, anyone? Disconnecting from tech and refraining from using social media. So what about you? Perhaps one way is rolling out your yoga mat today, taking time for you to tend to the physical body, to demonstrate appreciation towards self. By taking this time for you, we create space to share love, kindness, and compassion with others. So thank yourself for being here, for rolling out your mat, and exploring self-love. All right, breathe in through your nose, and then breathe out through your nose or your mouth. Open your eyes. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Place your hands on the outer edges of your thighs and then guide your knees together. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Allow your knees to fall to one side and then use your top hand to prop you up to a seat on your mat. Take your time, moving with love and care, paying attention to how we move not only on the mat, but also off of the mat. Make your way to a cross-legged seat. Feel free to sit on a folded blanket to lift your hips. Place your right hand on the ground. Breathe in to reach your left hand to the sky. Breathe out to reach over to the right side. You can stay on your palm or lower onto your forearm to deepen the stretch. Keep your left side glued to the earth as best as possible. Breathe in to come back to center. Breathe out to release your left hand to the earth. Breathe in to sweep your right hand to the sky, and then breathe out to reach over to the left side. There's an option to deepen the stretch by lowering down to your forearm. Breathe in to come back to center. Breathe out to release your right hand to your side. Let's take some shoulder rolls here. Let's exaggerate the movement. So moving very slow as you draw your shoulders forward, up towards your ears, and then gliding the shoulder blades down your back body. Continue these slow shoulder circles for a few more rounds. Wonderful. Place your left hand on your right elbow. Using your left hand, draw your right elbow to the sky. Bend at your elbow. Allow your right palm to rest on the back of your neck or upper back. Feel that juicy tricep stretch. Breathe deeply here. Release, and let's take it over to the other side. Place your right hand on your left elbow and guide that elbow to the sky. Breathe into this stretch. Release and lower both hands to the earth. Walk your hands back, behind your back body with your fingertips pointing in. Draw your shoulders back in space. Create space between your ears and your shoulders. Whenever I come to a posture like this one, I like to imagine that I'm sitting on a beach. The sun is shining down on me. Going to the beach or spending time outdoors is one way in which I demonstrate self-love. It's a great way for me to press pause and recharge. How about you? Feel free to find some gentle and easy movement with your neck as we open up through the chest, perhaps playing around with deepening the breath here. Wonderful. Release the stretch, and then place your hands on your knees. Let's draw circles with our torso. Breathe in to start your circle, coming forward, allowing the heart center to shine forward, arching through your back body, and then drawing your chin towards the sky. Breathe out to continue your circle, hugging belly button towards your spine, rounding through, chin drops towards your chest. Breathe in to move in a circle, coming forward, and then breathe out to round through, shoulders rounding forward. Continue your circles, moving at a pace that feels good for you. You can close your eyes as you move. taking a moment to notice a movement of energy as you connect breath to movement, connecting mind to body. Take your circle in the other direction. A little spinal hygiene is an act of self-love, in my opinion. Our spine is designed to move. Due to lifestyle, such as sitting down for long periods of time, we may not get that juicy movement that the spine craves. So good on you for taking an opportunity to find some spinal flexion and extension through this gentle movement. All right, allow your circles to become smaller and smaller as you make your way back to center. Let's transition to all fours. If you were using a blanket to sit on, you can place this blanket off to the side, or you can fold the blanket lengthwise and use it for padding for your knees. Bring your big toes together and then walk your knees towards the long edges of your mat or a width that feels most comfortable. Walk your wrists underneath your shoulders. On your next breath in, slowly send your right hand towards the sky and look up. Breathe out to send your right hand under the bridge of your left arm. Right arm and the side of your head rest on the mat. You can keep your left palm planted on your mat, or you can walk your left hand forward and towards the top edge of your mat. Thread the needle is my go-to posture when I am experiencing tension in my upper back body. This is an act of self-love for me. Breathe here for 3 breath cycles. Walk your left hand back to start. Press your palm into the earth and then rise up. Place your right hand under your shoulder once again. As you breathe in, send your left hand to the sky, look up. Breathe out to send your left hand under the bridge of your right arm, resting your left arm and the side of your head on your mat. There's an option to walk your right hand forward and stretch it on out here as we take 3 loving breath cycles. Walk your right hand back to its starting point. Press your palm into the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out to rise up. Now melt your sit bones back and towards your heels. Reach your hands forward. Breathe in. Breathe out to melt your heart space to the earth. Extended child's pose. There's an option to place a foam yoga block on its lowest setting for a lift and for additional space. So you can place that under your forehead. You can also stack your fists instead, resting your forehead on your stacked fists. So listening to your body is an act of self-love. I invite you to respond. Go inward, discover what works best for you. And perhaps it means choosing a different pose altogether. Maybe it's a cross-legged seat, or maybe it's hugging your knees in towards your chest as you lay on your back. Listen and respond as you breathe here. Let's take 1 loving breath cycle here together. Breathe in through your nose. And then breathe out through your nose. Press your hands into the earth, lift your head, and slowly rise up. You can continue using your blanket to pad the knees if you wish. If you were making use of a yoga block, kindly place that item off to the side for the moment. Walk your knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. Press away from the earth. keeping your heart lifted. Step your right foot back, toes resting on the earth. Find a gentle rock forward and back. This can offer a gentle stretch to your wrists. Find stillness. Breathe in. Breathe out to hug your right knee in towards your chest, rounding through your back body just like in cat pose, nose reaching towards your knee. Breathe in. And then breathe out to step your right foot through. Hands frame your right foot. Walk your left knee back. Press into the top of your left foot to keep you grounded. Breathe in to look forward. Breathe out to sit back towards your heel, straightening through your right leg, but still keep a small bend in that knee, rolling onto your heel as you walk your hands back. Breathe in to look forward, and then breathe out to round through your back body, nose towards your knee. Breathe in to look forward, come forward, finding your low lunge once again. And then breathe out to melt your hips back in space as you round through your spine. One more round. Breathe in, coming forward. Breathe out to take it on back. Breathe in to come forward back to your lunge. Breathe out to relax your shoulders away from your ears. Place your hands on your hips. Connect to your center as you slowly rise up. Breathe in to reach your hands to the sky. Breathe out, hands come together and then to your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out to twist your upper body to the right, connecting your outer left elbow to your outer right thigh. Reaching sternum to thumbs. Breathe in. Breathe out to unravel. Lower your hands to the earth. Hands frame your foot once again. Plant your palms and then step your right foot back, finding your tabletop position. Step your left foot towards the back edge of your mat and then find that rocking motion forward and back. Find stillness. Breathe in. Breathe out to hug your left knee in, round through your back body, nose towards your knee. Breathe in. Breathe out to step your left foot through, hands frame your foot. Loop your shoulders and look forward. Walk your right knee back in space. Your front knee is stacked over your ankle. Breathe in. Breathe out to send your hips back in space, walking your hands back as you roll onto your left heel. A kind reminder to keep a small bend in your left knee. Breathe in to look forward, and then breathe out to round through your spine, nose towards your knee. Breathe in to look forward, and then make your way forward into your lunge. And then breathe out to send the hips back as you round through your spine. Breathe in to roll forward. Breathe out, hips go back. Breathe in to come forward, finding your lunge. Place your hands on your hips, press into all that is touching the earth as you rise up. On your next breath in, sweep your hands to the sky. Breathe out to draw your hands together and then lower them to your heart space. Breathe in. Breathe out to twist your body to the left, connecting your outer right elbow with your outer left thigh. Take a slow breath in through your nose. And then breathe out to unravel, coming back to center as you lower your hands back to the earth. Plant your palms and then step your left foot back, making your way back to a tabletop position once again. If you are using a blanket to pad your knees, place your blanket off to the side for a moment. Now walk your hands to the long edges of your mat, tuck your toes under, lift your knees away from the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out to send your hips to the sky. Bend your knees in this downward facing dog to help straighten through your back body. Your chest reaches towards your thighs. So there's an option to explore stillness, or you can pedal out your feet. Pedaling out your feet is such a great way to stretch through the backs of the legs and your feet. Wherever you are, I invite you to find stillness. Take a slow and deep breath in through your nose, and then a long, slow breath out through your nose. Tiptoe, step, or hop your feet to the top edge of your mat, moving at a loving pace. We arrive in a forward fold, releasing fingertips to the earth. On your next breath in, reach your hands up and towards the sky. Look up. Breathe out to bring your hands together and then to your heart. Gently bow your head. Close your eyes or look down and past your nose. As we connect mind to heart, reconnect with your breath, and take a moment to reflect upon self-love. What is self-love? How do you demonstrate self-love on your mat and also off of your mat? Perhaps one example is listening to your body, choosing a cross-legged seat instead of extended child's pose, as that could feel better for you. Another example may include making the use of positive self-talk. Perhaps spending some time on your mat, away from distractions like your phone, may be an act of self-love. Your well-being is important. Taking care of you is important. Consider your understanding of self-love before we start to flow once again. All right, let's breathe in together and breathe out. Lift your gaze and open your eyes. Release your hands to your sides. Step your right foot towards the back edge of your mat and then pivot on your back foot. Breathe in. Breathe out as you find your warrior two. Send your left arm forward and your right arm behind. Turn to look past your left fingertips. So we are bending into that front knee. Knee is stacked over your ankle. Thigh is roughly parallel to the sky. Warrior two is often regarded as a power posture, a posture that can boost one's confidence or self-esteem. Now, this may not be everyone's experience. However, I just simply invite you to explore this idea. Breathe in. Breathe out to drop your right hand to your right thigh. Reach your left hand forward, up and back. Keep your front knee bent. Open up through your heart space by rolling your shoulder back and look up. Breathe in. Breathe out to journey back to a warrior two. Breathe in. Breathe out to release your hands to your hips. Pivot on your back foot, toes pointing forward, heel lifted. Find a balancing action in your right leg as you step your right foot to the top of your mat. Now step your left foot back, pivot on your back foot, toes pointing in. Open up to a warrior two. Draw your pinkies back to find a lovely opening in your heart space. Look past your right fingertips. Explore sending your breath down to your belly as we find steadiness and ease in this pose. All right, drop your left hand on your left leg. Reach your right hand forward, up and back. Now, it may be tempting to straighten through that front leg, but do your very best to keep a bend in that knee. Look up towards the sky as you open on up through your chest. Perhaps you notice your breath deepen here. Breathe in. Breathe out to make your way back to Warrior Two once again. 1 breath cycle here. Place your hands on your hips. Pivot on your back foot. Heel is lifted. Again, find a bouncing action with that back leg as you step your left foot up to join your right. Walk your feet and your legs together. Hinge forward at your hips as you sit back into an imaginary chair. Can you play around with placing more weight in your hips as well as your heels? Knees trace over your ankles so that way you can still see your toes. Find length through your back body by hugging your belly button in towards your spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in to reach your hands forward, biceps towards your ears, palms facing one another. Chair pose. Breathe out to twist your upper body to the right. Keep a bend in your knees as you send your arms from left to right. Left arm is reaching forward, right arm behind, palms facing forward. Breathe in to come back to center, finding your chair pose, perhaps sinking a bit deeper into this posture. And then breathe out to find a spinal twist, twisting to the left. Draw your hands back in space. Breathe in to chair pose, hands reaching forward. And then breathe out to rise up and stand tall on your mat. Awesome work. On your next breath in, sweep your hands to the sky. And then breathe out to fold forward. Breathe in to find a halfway lift. Breathe out to fold. Plant your palms on your mat and then step it back to a plank pose. Press away from your yoga mat, heels reaching towards the back edge of your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out to bend at your elbows, lowering your belly down to the earth. Untuck your toes. Pressing the tops of your feet into the earth, rock your pelvis forward, and then slide your hands so that way they're resting beside your rib cage. Breathe in to loop your shoulders, lifting your chest as you look forward. Baby Cobra. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in, Baby Cobra, finding a gentle back bend here as we open on up through our hearts. And then breathe out to lower. One more time, breathe in, Baby Cobra. Breathe out to lower and release. Curl your toes under, palms press into the earth. Feel your power as you press up to a plank. Breathe in. Breathe out to lower your knees to the earth. So stay in a kneeling position with your body upright. Place your knees so that way they're underneath your hips, and then curl your toes under. You can place a folded blanket under your knees and shins for more ease. You can also place a soft yoga block, like a foam yoga block, between your thighs and squeeze that block to encourage your knees to stay directly under your hips. Rock your pelvis forward, reaching your tailbone towards the earth. So we are trying to find length in our back body. We are going to explore a back bending posture. Please listen to your body and choose an option that works best for you here. Place your hands on your hips, extending your thumbs near your sacrum. Begin to slowly press your pelvis forward as you arch through your upper back body, bringing your shoulder blades closer together. You can imagine that you're trying to hold a pen between your shoulder blades. So your chest is open, and we are now in a gentle back bend. So you can leave your hands where they are, or you can place them on your sacrum. There's an option to stay here, or you can continue your back bending journey as you release your hands to your heels. Hands hold onto your heels, moving very slowly and mindfully as you do this. Back out of the posture if something does not feel right. So your knees remain under your hips, thighs are strong, continue to squeeze that yoga block if you're using one. Lift your chin slightly, lifting your gaze. This is a big heart opener that stretches out the front body and strengthens the back. This posture encourages us to open our hearts so that way we can receive love and also give love to others. One more breath cycle in camel pose or your variation of it. All right, let's take our time coming out of this posture, drawing your chin closer towards your chest, lifting one hand at a time away from your heels, and then placing your hands on your hips or your sacrum and rise up. Rock your pelvis forward until you make your way to an upright position, creating a line of energy from your tailbone to the base of your skull. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's counteract that stretch with child's pose. Place your yoga block off to the side. You can keep your blanket under your shins and knees if you wish. Place your hands on the earth. Walk your feet and legs together and then sit back towards your heels, coming into a kneeling position with your hands reaching forward. Breathe in. Breathe out to send your hands back and behind you, melting your upper body onto your thighs. Release your forehead to the earth. There's an option to rock your forehead from side to side for a gentle massage. Breathe here, perhaps noticing the skin on your back body expand on each inhale, and then softening on the exhale. As I was doing some reading about self-love, I came across discussions where individuals felt that self-love is a selfish act. They were accustomed to constantly giving. Receiving love or giving back to self wasn't something that they were used to. Maybe you can resonate with these thoughts and feelings. Perhaps you're not used to putting yourself first. Well, I am here to tell you that self-love is important. Taking time for you is necessary. Filling your cup can be a game changer in relation to how you feel. Demonstrating love and care towards yourself is a beautiful thing. It is okay if self-love is a new concept or perhaps you're feeling unsure about it. That is okay. As always, I invite you to simply explore and get curious. Perhaps you will discover something new or rediscover something that you knew existed but was buried deep within. If you're rocking your head from side to side, find stillness. Breathe in. Breathe out to rise up, lifting your upper body away from your thighs, and then make your way to a cross-legged seat. Allow your fingertips to rest on the earth. On your next breath in, send your hands to the sky, fingertips meet overhead. Breathe out to bring your hands together, and then to your heart. Slowly draw your chin towards your heart space as you bow your head. Well, my darling friends, it is my hope that this self-love yoga flow served you well today. I hope at the very least that you received a fantastic full body stretch throughout your entire body. Heart openers are great for counteracting rounding in shoulders. This can happen when we work at a computer for a long period of time, while watching TV, or when driving. Heart openers are also great for deepening the breath. I invite you to return to this practice and share this practice with anyone that you believe would benefit from it. Let's take a loving breath in through our nose together. And then a long and slow exhale out through your mouth. Sending love and light your way. Together we say, Namaste.